Attempt 2. So, it was lazy design this time. Untitled. That would be me. So, I'll explain a bit more about this map once I have time to after this fight, but this opening is a pretty hot start, so I'm going to clear out this opening fight. So, you start by getting the Danmaku weapons back. The test of mine kind of I didn't have a better name for this, basically. But I wanted to just bring back the Danmaku weapons during the Hell episode, just, because those are fun. I like them. I'm a simple man. I wanted these weapons back, and I wanted some excuse to it, so the excuse is that this stage doesn't really happen, and it's kind of all in your mind. It's a dumb excuse, but I don't really care. This trap, every time you open one of these doors, what's behind it is inevitably a trap like this, similar to this one. And yeah, all those imps teleport. If I didn't kill those two, they'd also teleport as well. The thing with this, so I guess it should explain the origins of this map, because there was a reason that message. There's this project I worked on that I've referenced a couple times called Dump 3. It's about learning to map by making maps. To learn by doing. And I did a map for it. My map for it, sorry about the interruption, I thought I heard my name called, but I was not. And the thing is that the map in question was called Dimensional Accelerator, and this is what it is. This version of the map uses Danmaku weapons, and Danmaku demons. And the reason why it says creative idea or lazy design is that, as you can probably tell, all of the map layout, or the lack thereof, is just going back and forth between one switch to the other, while the map evolves each time. So it's like, though the Danmaku version plays very differently for obvious reasons. Mancubi are thick, so ow. So fire is good against them. I'm going to see if I can snipe out the trap. Nice! I got a perfect snipe out. The trap didn't activate at all. Those chain gunners would teleport. Granted, in the Danmaku version, it's actually easier than the original, since those chain gunners would normally be hit scan. But yeah, so the reason why I decided to just reuse one of my Dump 3 maps is kind of a legacy reason to do with the original Touhou Doom. I mentioned before that there was kind of an original Touhou Doom, and this Touhou Doom was kind of created in response to that. One of the crimes that original Touhou Doom did, wow, that was an effective fire, was that it stole a map from another WAD, which is very, very rude. Don't do that. There are many reasons why you should not do that. But the most important thing was that I decided to reference this by stealing one of my own maps. But as I made this map, it's less rude for me to just to reuse it, because presumably I got permission from the map author, because it was me. Also, I am proud about the detail. This tech base doesn't look terrible. Okay, I'm going to so yeah, I use illusion laser to try and snipe out those Hell Knights. But I can't. Hell Knights have too much health, so they're going to teleport basically no matter what. Instead, I'll use needles to take out the still standing Hell Nobles. Not overall too difficult. This first half of the map isn't too bad. Trying to do this deathless mostly becomes hard because of what follows. Handy trick if you want to be lazy. However, you can do this a bit more dramatically. As effective as Hekaru Fire is, it's somewhat dampened by the fact that that these guys are small, so it's hard to get the full mileage out of the damage. One of these imps is still alive. Goodbye. This trap's... Okay, this trap, as you could probably surmise, this is not a teleporter trap, actually. This just throws a whole bunch of archviles. So I'm going to use the illusion laser and pray like crazy I can just get as many as possible. Because, yeah, if these guys all escape, this gets very hairy. Thankfully, the resurrections aren't too much of a problem because they only have really weak enemies to resurrect. And that's by design. This archvile trap was not designed to just be the hardest thing in the map by far. It's intense, but it's manageable. So, and yeah, I do like this map, actually. Despite the fact it is just reusing a map for the sake of a in-joke. I am happy with this. It looks pretty... You can see this progression from the fortress to the base, to the weared down base, to the destroyed base. What the? Not going back that way? And... Okay. This is where I get kind of nervous. This part is hard. I'm going to see if I can get into this little area here. Because if I can kind of get this back into a circle strafing scenario. If you get this into a circle strafe, this isn't too hard to learn. But getting into the circle strafe position's hard. It's... Okay. The trap related here. The trap from this one's also pretty nasty. I'm going to switch to Persuasion Needle immediately. And then switch to Illusion Laser. Because this Archvile... The last Archviles weren't too bad because they only had weak monsters to resurrect. This Vial has strong monsters. So you have to take that out or else it will continue to just be a recurring problem. And another set of Hell Knights teleports around you. If you actually remember the very first trap, you'll realize that actually this is just a hellish version of that first trap. Also, just for FYI, this music's... If you remember MAP33, my video MAP33, I said the music was from Mushihime-sama. This song is also from Mushihime-sama. It is called Like a Night of Falling Stars, and that's where the name for the map comes from. It is amazing how much the theme of this map changes just by the change of music, though. It's... Even during the Hellish section. Also, in the very original version of the map, I used a white sky during the normal portion. Still goes to the red sky for the Hellish portion, but I switched to the blue night sky because that fit the new theme better. Okay. Legitimately, this is one of the harder rooms. I'm going to try and take out this group immediately. I don't really care too much about the damage I am sustaining, because you get a Mega Sphere at the end of this fight, so survival is important. You want to take out one of the groups of Hell Nobles, because if you can take one of those out groups, the rest will converge into this kind of mass, which you can circle strafe. And once you can circle strafe it, again, I'm going to ignore that Guardian Cube despite the fact it's hitting me. Watch for comets, because comets and large bubbles can hit for a lot of damage. Everything else can kind of be ignored if you know what you're doing. And you want to use a... Uh-oh, I woke one of the vials up. I was not intending to do that. That's bad. And you basically want to keep moving because those Revenants can stack homing missiles. And if you take a stack, that can be lethal, even from high health. That killed me in a few maps ago. Okay. Yeah, this is a long map. So one archvile was here, and came from around here. Yeah, if you remember the Revenant trap here, it's vials this time. Which means I need to get... Come on! Please stand still in the line of fire for me to kill you. Okay. If you remember your secret areas, you'll remember that these are still here. They're not very useful. And actually, yeah, the partial invisibility is definitely not something you want, but didn't want to make the secrets too useful. Again, this is not a teleport trap, so you can in fact just laser the whole thing. And this trap's a lot harder in the original because, as you could probably surmise, you don't have any piercing weapons. So again, for the Danmaku, if you're playing on Lunatic mode, for the Danmaku version of this, you want to use every strategy you have. Don't play this... quote, the way it's supposed to be played, because Lunatic, for this map, just expects you are playing with everything you've got. Okay, I'm going to omit. So this gimmick is introduced here. Whenever you step on one of these red squares, the other 5 will raise. You'll see why I introduced that gimmick. Because we're now going to use it in a rather unique way. So the original fight, this mastermind was still here. In fact, in the original Doom, it's hit scan. So now you're required to use this. Why is this not possible? Because occasionally you're forced behind cover. The reason why it's still possible has to do with the fact that the mastermind has a wind up before it starts shooting, which I'm going to utilize. Some of its attacks bounce, though, which can be kind of annoying. Alright. Which leaves us with... Well, one last map. One last trap. And... as you can probably guess what the boss is. Yes, it's the Danmaku Cybruisers, because remember, you'd be doing map 34 or map. You wouldn't be doing both. So you want to... Again, my only advice is utilize the pillars. This map, this is not a large enough space to really fight 4 of them at once. And you might notice I'm not really trying to shoot all of them. There's a reason for this. Or no, you might notice I'm trying to kind of disperse my fire and shoot all of them. There's a reason for this. Once you kill 2 of them, you know, I said that in anticipation because I figured one of them would die a lot quicker. These guys have quite a bit of health. They have half as much of a Cyber Demon. So once you're down to 2, this happens. And you can really see how nasty these guys are if you've left one with high health. But I didn't, so these 4 died relatively easily. That's one of the harder maps. And now we're done. And yes, the map ends with you going right back to the original start of the map. That Cybruiser fight, as you could probably surmise, was also not there in the original version of this map because, naturally, I used original Doom monsters, and the Cybruiser's not one. The original version of that fight was a bunch of Cyber Demons and a BFG. It's just kind of a chaotic finale. And as I said, there's kind of a long story behind why this is. But I am happy with this, and I can't believe I did that on attempt 2. Because this is hard. What? I missed the secret? Oh, right, I missed the... So I caught the secret area in the second version of the fortress, but that secret is there in the first. I completely missed it. But I did get it in the second version, so you can guess where it is. So, I'll see you next map, and oh boy, that's gonna be a thing.